Look who's here. And her jumper. Stylish jumper, the jumpsuit. The cabin life is still in full swing in Minnesota. If you're heading up north, we have an expert who knows everything about Ely, a magical place called Ely. Joining us from the Weekly Dish, our foodie queen, Stephanie Hansen. Hello. I love seeing you in person.
I'm so excited to talk about my favorite place.
Why is Ely, let me just start, general question, why is Ely, what is it about Ely, generally speaking?
First of all, I have a cabin there, so that makes it great.
I wouldn't know, I've never been invited.
Because there's an outhouse and you won't go to the outhouse.
You're right.
It's on an island. However, it's a very diverse place because you have a lot of people that are real outdoors enthusiasts because it's right at the entry of the Boundary Waters canoe area. But it's also got this rich history of mining, and just the town has a rich history. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds, and it's just a cool place, and you meet lots of neat people.
Okay, well, let's start in specifics. Let's start with shopping.
Okay, so whenever you go to a cabin, you always get a rainy day. And
always.
A perfect place is they're shopping for that rainy day, a place to eat on that rainy day, maybe somewhere cool to get a drink. And Ely has all the above. They have Paragus, which is like a world-class outfitter. And they've got great outdoor clothes, but also they've got a really cool bookstore that has a lot of Minnesota authors.
Oh, nice.
They also have a store called Potluck. That's my new favorite kitchen store because it's new kitchen things, but also vintage kitchen things. So you can find like those old cookie cutters for biscuits and that kind of thing, cast iron, but also you can get new things. I just think it's the cutest store.
Mealy's.
Okay, Mealy's is a sauna store. So I think it's
what?
A sauna store, and if you're Finnish, you say sauna.
Sauna, yeah, that's.
Sauna.
I've been corrected many. That's the right. That's the correct pronunciation.
I don't know. I have one, and we just say sauna.
Yeah.
But they sell like the soaps, the scrub brushes. They've also got beautiful wooden furniture. It's a great gift store with lots of regional gifts.
Sauna. Okay, Legacy.
Legacy Toys started in Ely, and they have 5 locations now, and one in the Mall of America. And they're just a great toy store. Again, you're at a cabin, it's raining, you need puzzles, you need games, you need cards, you need fun things for the kids, and they do a great job there.
I didn't know there were multiple locations.
Yeah, I think they're up to 5 now, and they started in Ely.
And they're locally, oh, I love that.
Yes, Minnesota company.
Okay, and Ely's old-fashioned candy.
Okay, if you can get Necco wafers and the wax bottles and wacky wafers and old-fashioned, like 40 different kinds of soda, this is next to the movie theater that they've rehabbed and is open for movies. They have first run and they do second run screenings too. And it's right next to the candy store, and it's just a fun place to go get root beer barrels and the fake cigarettes that you used to puff so your mom thought you smoked.
They do not still sell those, do they?
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, totally.
They can still. I thought the.
No, they're candy. I'm sure it's not politically correct, but what the heck?
Yeah, we
little
all
puffs of smoke.
I mean, again,
they're like Virginia Slims.
I know. In the 70s and 80s, when they didn't care about the kids, they just no. Again, okay, let's talk food and drink. Burnside.
Okay, Burnside Lodge is a historic place. It's on the historic register. It's an old logging resort, and they have a restaurant, they have a bar, they have a gift shop. Charles Correll said that this was one of the 1,001 places to see before you die, and he's not wrong. We park our boat here, and it's like the beginning of Burnside Lake starts there. There's just the old-fashioned marina. It's beautiful.
Insula.
Insula is my favorite restaurant in Ely. I've never had a Northern Pike sandwich, but they have that in Ely. They also make awesome fried chicken. You can get a half of a fried chicken with spinach and fries for $15. Like a half a chicken, that's a lot.
It looks really trendy.
Oh, it's awesome. It's one of my new favorite spots up there. Great Bloody Marys too.
And Boathouse Brew Pub.
Okay, this place is super cute. They're a brewery, but their favorite selling beer, I had it a couple weekends ago. It's a blonde lager and they throw blueberries in it. So it's super tasty. It kind of tastes like, and I know this sounds weird, but it works. It tastes like a blueberry muffin when you're drinking this beer. It's light, it's refreshing, but the smell is like a baked good. It's weird.
Okay.
No, it's good. It's good, I swear.
Because when you're drinking, I'm not a beer drinker, you know that. But I'm trying to represent the beer drinkers. when you're drinking the beer, do you really want it to taste like a blueberry muffin?
I think it's more the smell than the taste, but yes, there are like shandies and there are sours. And if you haven't seen the State Fair beer list, it is full of fruity flavors. That's really what is on trend right now for beer. So I think even the diehard beer guys like it.
Outdoor activities. I mean, are you, because I know you're outdoorsy. I mean, you did wrestle a gator on this show live.
I did in my paddleboard.
Yeah.
Well, there's the Bear Center that has real bears that you can see. There's also the Ely Wolf Center that has cubs usually every spring. There is, I know you're looking at me when I said the Bear Center with real bears.
Yeah.
There's 3 real bears up there that you can see. Also, you're close to the Boundary Water, so canoeing, hiking. There's a great hike that's called the Bass Lake Trail that is just beautiful.
Have you ever encountered wildlife at your cabin?
I have. I've seen a bear.
What?
Like
No,
lots of times.
You've seen...
There was a bear in my front yard that got my bird feeder because I shouldn't have had a bird feeder, but I thought thistle, like who eats thistle? No one except birds. But nope, it was a brown bear came, grabbed my feeder off the like shepherd's hook, bent it down to get it, and then walked away with it in his mouth like it was a bone, and proceeded to sit in front of my house for 3 hours eating all of it. Yep.
And you
I've
just
also
watched them.
seen last weekend I got slapped by a beaver. I'm serious. Up on this trail, there was a beaver. And it made the big slapping sound, which is how they warn you to get away. I know, I did.
I don't know what you speak of. It's been a long time.
You've never been slapped by a beaver? There are about 5 to, I would say, 10 beavers actually on Burnside Lake up in the Dead River, and they have these big mounds. If you go at dusk and you're very quiet in your canoe, you'll run into the beavers. They're cute.
More with Stephanie Hansen when we come back. Back in a moment. Welcome back to Beaver Weekly, everyone.
We learned a lot about beavers during the break.
We sure did. We're talking to Stephanie Hansen.
Kendall saw a beaver last week, too.
She did.
Said.
There's a lot of wildlife encounters on this show.
Yes.
Okay, so we love to kind of pick your brain when you're here. Things that you're loving in the food industry. And the first one is Bellcore.
Okay. I mean, how can you not love them? Let's just start with that crepe cake. It's like 48 layers of crepe with whipped cream in between. It is so fantastic.
Okay, but can you let me play not devil's advocate?
Please, because I don't know that there's a devil in the bakery section.
No, there isn't. Being Beaver Wrangler, give me a minute.
Okay.
If people are watching and they hear the name Gavin Kaysen a lot, why is he? Because a lot of restaurants open that don't get the coverage.
Sure.
I mean, he parts his hair on the other side, and we're, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Okay.
Explain to folks why he's a big deal.
He's a big deal because Diane Moa, who is his head pastry chef,
Yep.
who makes him a big deal. Because
with Bellcore, with the bakery.
He's a chef in his own right,
Yeah.
but she heads up the bakery program, and her pastries are just so fantastic. I love an almond croissant. I love a chocolate croissant. I had this weekend the most revelatory chocolate and almond croissant that had like a pastry cream in it. It was the most delicious thing. The BLTs looked amazing. I mean, if you can make a BLT look amazing and not pedestrian, you're pretty great. Her crepe cake, her cakes, just everything about
She's
it
a
is like
superstar.
a French bakery like you would have in France. And that's the closest that we get in the Twin Cities. It was really good. It was
She's
amazing.
a treasure.
Yeah,
She is a treasure.
Absolutely. It's her.
Yeah, but they're inside the Cooks of
They're
Crocus Hill.
inside Cooks of Crocus Hill. The old counter where you would pay for your goods has been turned into a deli and a bakery counter.
Yeah.
And you can still find all the stuff you would at Cooks. There's just an added reason to go in. I got a cup of coffee and a croissant. I was the happiest I've been in months. Telling you.
What does that say about our
It was so good.
Poor Kurt. What does it say about your husband?
Kurt's traveling.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
No,
and the other one's in my neighborhood in the North Loop.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, next, new canned rosé.
Okay, I brought the empty can. Sorry, there's nothing in there for you. It's a South.
What kind of guest are you?
And I had to dig them out of the trash, but they're really good. It's called Lubanzi. It's a South African maker. Usually I only feature Minnesota makers, but I made an exception. It is really like effervescent and light, and I just loved it. I didn't know I was going to love it so much. So they were like, what are you loving? I was like, oh, this canned wine. I got it at Cedar Lake Wine and Spirits over in Golden Valley, which is my new hood, but it's delicious. And I got one for a friend too. Sorry, not you. And she loved it too.
It's all right, Steph.
You know, we were together. I'll bring you some when we go to Disney.
That's right. But you loved it so much you dug it out of the garbage.
I did, because I wanted you to see. It's just a beautiful can. It's a perfect size.
Not too sweet?
No, not at all. Very dry, very effervescent, just a little bit bubbly. I felt like it was a party in my mouth. It was great. I loved it.
There we go. She's the best. She's a party when she comes here. Are you going back to Ely as soon as we're done now?
I'm going back. I've got a state fair coming up, and then I'm still working on the cookbook. I have tomatoes to harvest. My tomatoes are finally starting to come in. I probably have like 100. I'm so excited. Okay. I'll make you some sauce. I bet you'll like that.
We should just do a segment. Make us some sauces.
We'll make some sauce,
for
sure.
Beware of the beaver when you go back up. That's right. Stephanie Hansen, everybody. To follow everything about Stephanie, go to stephaniesdish.com. When we come back, y'all were really busy this weekend, so you're showing us what you did in your weekend when we come back. Back in a moment. Oh, Hansen.
I will. I'll buy